everyone. I hope that you're doing well. In this video, I'm gonna discuss one very important topic: why I don't use tent on my trips. So if you have nothing to do, you can grab a beer and stay with me for a while. Okay, number one, I have tent. It is right here with me, always, almost on any of my trips, except some winter trips that I'm 100% sure that I'm not gonna use the tent. So I have it with me, but why I don't use it? It's going to be cheaper, it's going to be more adventurous, or whatever you want to name it. Well, I have a few very specific reasons. The very first is that usually I ride around between 8 and 12 hours per day. From every day I try to see as maximum as possible. It doesn't matter, it's going to be to walk around, to see the attractions, or just riding normal roads, dirt roads, whatever roads. But every day for me now is very important, and I want to complete everything that I have planned. And how the hell I'm going to relax after this 10 or 11 hours of riding in a tent? This is not really a practical solution. Yes, I have the tent with me, as I said. I keep it for emergency situations. For example, on this trip now around Turkey, I visit so many remote areas around the mountains, dirt roads without any people. If I have a breakdown situation or if something happens with the bike with me, at least I will have the tent to spend the night until I find someone to help me. Or if I cannot find a hotel, which is usually not a problem, but let's say I cannot find any hotel, at least I will have the tent with me as an emergency situation, but not as priority. I really cannot find any sense of this to spend $20,000 for motorcycle, more $5,000 for riding gear, whatever you need, and finally to go and sleep in the tent. For me, this is nonsense. Just to show to the rest of the world that you're adventure. I have more than enough nights spent in the tent, and for me this is not really pleasure. Sometimes I do it when I see a perfect location, let's say next to the lake or some beautiful mountain view, and I said, okay, I just want to spend the night here because early morning I want to make some pictures or videos, then I can sleep in the tent, but not every night, not for saving money. About the money we're gonna discuss a little bit later. So the second topic that I would like to discuss is some people do it because they want to travel cheap. But let's discuss now. Unless you plan to go in Western Europe, especially around Scandinavian countries, any other solutions will be cheaper than to buy a tent, because a quality tent will cost you at least $300-400. And don't tell me that you're gonna buy a tent for $20 from Decathlon, because this tent won't last even one rain, and that's it. It doesn't. I'm not gonna talk even how terrible they are made and how long they will last. So a good tent will last like will cost you like $300. And then you have to buy a mattress, then you need a sleeping bag, you'll need a lot of things around camping. It's not only the tent. And it will finish with bill something like $500 just for the tent. That's fine. But on this trip now around Turkey, because of the course of the lira is so low regarding to the dollar, the accommodation is so cheap. Every night I slept for 10, maximum 15 euros per day, which is mean that for 1 month I spent 450 euros, exactly the amount that you're gonna spend if you decided to buy quality camping tent and camping gear. But you can say, yeah, but I'm gonna use it many times. Okay, how many times exactly? So if you want to tell me that you're gonna spend 30 days in Turkey, sleeping in the tent at least 20 days, I cannot really believe it. Especially on this part of the world, after Bosphorus, after once you reach Asia, it is just not worth economically to sleep in the tent. For $10 or 10 euros per night to sleep in the tent is just pointless to me. And secondly, you have to come in Turkey in the summer or in the winter. Let's say you decided to come in the winter because you want to avoid the heat. But if you come in the winter, it's going to be cold. When you go to the places like I am at the moment, I'm on 1,000 meters above the sea level, it's going to be cold. You cannot sleep really in the tent. If you come in the summer, it's going to be too hot. So can you imagine you're riding all day, as I said, 10, 11 or 12 hours per day on 40 degrees and finally spend the night in the tent? How that is even possible? I cannot believe that someone will do it. You can make it one night, second night, but after that you will be so tired. The fatigue will accumulate, and after 1 week you will be like just smashed. So if you cannot relax properly, how are you gonna continue on the next day? So as you saw me many times, and I has proved it already many times, on every trip I ride every day, I complete every task because I have the possibility to have a good night's sleep. Every night around 10 o'clock I just went to sleep. Every morning I woke up at 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, because I've got this chance to sleep well in the hotel rooms, hostels, whatever you can find. Okay, let me see, I have a list here with things. Okay, hot days, you cannot sleep in the tent. Rainy days, let's say that on your trip 1 month, 10 days are rain. And how you gonna spend these 10 days in the tent? You're gonna say, yeah, my tent is perfect, it's not leak at all. Yeah, but you spend 3-4 hours on the rain, which is mean your gear is completely wet, at least from outside, and you have to hang it somewhere to dry it. And where are you gonna dry it? When you sleep in the tent. You cannot dry it, which is mean on the next day you have to ride again with your wet clothes. It doesn't matter how good they are, they will start leak and you will be completely wet, and it is not comfortable at all. If the temperature is cold, you're gonna be sick after a few days. So it doesn't work this time. So, as you know me, I am a practical man. I like practical solutions. That's why I have a tent with me, but I use it only if I cannot find any other chances. So, it is actually, guys, so easy when you come to the moment when you don't need to prove anything. It is so much easy. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I know what I am, and I don't care what people think about me. I don't need to prove that I'm a great adventurer because I sleep every night in the tent. This is, for me, this is bullshit. I don't need to prove anything. And as I said, it is so relaxable, and you actually feel so free when you don't need to prove anything to anyone. That's why I have my tent. But every time when I've got the chance to sleep in the hotel, I do it. Like now, I've got this perfect bungalow. Yeah, it was expensive, 20 euros for tonight. It was 20 euros, but it get such a wonderful location here next to the lake, so I can shoot this video. Now I can walk around the lake, make some beautiful pictures, relax well. It's just fantastic. And just for this purpose, I don't use my tent on my trips. If that make me less adventurer than others, I am perfectly fine with this. I hope, guys, that this just give you a little bit information or maybe some insights of for your trips, for your plans, because usually these tents, even that my tent is very small with the mattress in, it's around less than 4 kilograms, but it's 4 kilograms that you're gonna carry. Let's say I carry this 4 kilograms now for 10,000 kilometers. I never use it, just for a backup. But I have seen other guys with big tent, big mattress, big sleeping bag, very warm to minus 10 degrees, and a lot of stuff, and camping chair. Stop it. Just enjoy your time, see the destinations that you have planned, and after that, find a cheap hotel and spend the night. Even if you find expensive hotel, at the end it's going to be cheaper, because let's go back again to the rainy moments. When it's raining all night and early morning, you have to pack your stuff. How are you gonna pack your stuff in the rain? Where are you gonna put your wet tent? And you're gonna ride all day with the wet tent. And how are you gonna open this tent on the next night and sleep over there again? Or you're gonna decide to spend 30 days in the trip. From these 30 days, 10 days in the tent and save money. You cannot really save money unless you sleep in the bush, free camping. Every camping spot, especially around Europe, will cost you 10-15 euros. It's the same like hotel room. If you share a hotel room with someone, it will be 20 euros. So I talked a lot about it, but people never listen. That's it, guys. I almost finished the trip, a few more days, and then I'll be back in Bulgaria. Of course, all the detailed video episodes will come as soon as possible. Thank you very much for spending time on my channel. Always ride safe. Don't forget that safety is just an illusion, and see you in the next video. Ciao.